As you know, with these events, there's always technical issues. First one, thank you. With the times that have changed, we've needed to develop our masajids further, but unfortunately, it hasn't. We're still having those old buildings where there's one large prayer hall, kids coming for evening classes, and there's nothing being changed. We are not doing anything in our masajids at this moment of time to help the community at large. So what makes Madinat Zahra unique and different? We wanted to target the younger generation. That's why our motto is to nurture the future generation. Madinat Zahra, we want to provide a safe space for dreams. We see young kids growing up with anxiety and different feelings, and it's difficult to grow up in such a competitive world in this day and age. But when we go into mosques now, we don't really have anyone that helps those young people, help them dream, give them that mentorship programs. It's always in schools and other wider institutions. But have you ever heard of a mosque that a kid can go to get these types of guidance? Not really. And this is what Madinat Zahra is providing. We want to nurture that self-belief and confidence within them. We want to provide them those opportunities which they might not be able to get elsewhere, regardless of age. We want to develop them, not just to be great Muslims, but to be great members of our communities at large. We want to instill those values and those characters. We see nowadays where young Muslim brothers and sisters are going, because they've not been nurtured enough within our mosques. They've not been given that guidance, and this is something that we want to provide to them. Next slide, please. Asif, next slide. It's not working well. In terms of the religious aspects of this, what are we doing to help the community at large, which is our focus? We want to develop a center of de-radicalization. We want to provide a house of Abraham for interfaith dialogue. We want to provide counseling and support services. We want to provide leisure and recreational centers so that people, they're not just coming for religious and prayers, but they're also coming for their own well-being as well. We want to provide a high-quality educational and learning facility, along with a legal advice bureau. Our three main goals, like I mentioned, is inspire the future generation, in which we want to develop an iconic development which will aim to attract the younger generation, especially when now mosques are being empty. You go to namaz, you see elsewhere in the prayer halls, there's not many young people that are going in. Secondly, we want to create that community hub. We aim to bring communities, Muslims and non-Muslims together with facilities such as the House of Abraham and the multipurpose hall. And finally, we want to provide that high quality education in which our aim is to deliver that education for all ages and genders with the state-of-the-art class facilities and expert teachers. Next slide, please. In terms of the project in itself, as you can see from our timeline, over the last 10 years, we've devoted considerable effort and endeavors. As illustrated, we purchased the land around 2013 with the actual construction work starting in 2023. And alhamdulillah, towards the end of 2024, we were able to complete phase 1 of the construction work. These are just a couple of images to sort of show you over the last decade on how much the site has developed in itself, from the purchase of the land, and as you can see the diggers at the bottom as well, where they were demolishing the existing mill that was there. This was nearly 10 years ago. And towards the bottom right, you can see this is when we actually opened our first temporary site. As you can see, it's a large piece of land. But over the last 10 years, when I say we finished phase 1 of the project, this is where we are today. Can I get a huge round of applause in terms of where we've got within the last 10 years? As you can see, the steel structure is now complete, making a significant milestone for the project. And to give you a better understanding of the vision behind Madinat Zahra and the magnificent design being brought to life, I would like to now play a small video in which you'll get a good idea where we currently are and what the future holds. Asif, can you play the video?
أحمد ومحمد بهديه نتعبد يا ربي صل على من طيرنا حبغا هو أحمد ومحمد بهديه نتعبد يا ربي صل على من طيرنا حبغا هو أحمد ومحمد بهديه نتعبد يا ربي صل على من طيرنا وهو النبي الماحي قلبي محمد المنور كالمصباح قلبي محمد ما حول ونادى نادى لكل فلاح نادى لكل فلاح هو أحمد ومحمد بهديه نتعبد يا ربي صل عليه
So whilst the video is playing, I think I just want to kind of go through the video in itself as well. So this is going to be one of the landmark facilities that we have at the masjid as well, with a sports facility where we can have our indoor games, and this also turns into an auditorium with over nearly 500 seats for bigger conferences. Not just this venue in itself turns into a wedding facility as well, for up to which we can cater nearly 550 people, making this one of the unique projects in the UK. Again, the video will now show that ground floor as well, where we've got our reception areas where people will come in, our daily prayer hall as well, where our 5 times prayers will take place. And currently this is the floor, as you can see, where we currently are, and as you'll see in the next images, what it's going to be. This part is going to be the education facilities, where we will have our classrooms and also a large assembly hall in the middle, again which will be used for different activities for parents and elsewhere if people want to hire out. And again, the state-of-the-art classrooms that we have on either side for both males and for females as well. And this part now, as you can see, this will be where our grand main hall will be. And this is the current development, and as you can see, this is what it's going to look like. The second floor of the building in itself is fully dedicated to females, with access to obviously the main prayer hall in itself. They've got their large separate hall in the back as well, along with their own private kitchens in there, also meeting rooms, and like we said, and Sister Ifra mentioned earlier, the whole floor is predominantly mainly for the females, which again makes this project so unique.
سن النبي وجميل قمر سن النبي قمر وكف المصطفى كالورد نادي الله الله وعطرها يبقى إلى مقصد آياتي الله وكف
The uniqueness of the top floor as well is from the ladies' hall, we've got an outside rooftop garden as well, which can accommodate nearly 250 people. The only thing is there's only 2 days in the year when it's really hot, and other than that, it'll only be open twice. So hopefully when the sun is out, like you can see in this video, that is an additional facility that we can use, again making this very, very unique. And as you can see, within a year and a half, we have not stopped our construction work, and alhamdulillah, with your support throughout the last few years, we have been able to get to this stage where we are today. So can I please ask all of you to give a huge round of applause to the team that has been behind this project, non-stop day and night over the last few years. And to take us further in terms of where we are in terms of the project, I would like to call upon Brother Adil Khan, who will give you a bit of a timeline where we're up to in the project phases in itself. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected delegates, distinguished scholars, my dear brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'll take you through a couple of slides to have a general understanding of the current progress status and some future projections of the project. Next slide, please. Next slide. This slide shows that this is the overall development of the project. Overall development of the project, it includes 2.2 acres, and you can see the plan, the central part of the project, that's the mosque area, and the right side, the eastern part of the project, that's the educational development, and on the left side, the parking spaces and also the retail areas. Next, please. This is the project elevations of the mosque and also some project particulars of the project. The total capacity of the worshippers is 2,600 in this mosque. The built-up area of this project is 4,254 square meters, and the parking space for 93 car parks. And the current estimated cost of the project is, based on the current projections, is 15 million pounds. Next, please. This is the project timeline and the current status of the project. At the moment, 35% of the physical project progress has been completed. The project has completed its phase 1 of the project. In the phase 1, in the start of the project, that it included demolition of work, the existing facilities, the existing buildings, huge and bulk excavation for the basements, also the site clearance, the foundation works, also the retaining walls. This was in the first phase of the project. After the foundation, the steel structural works, the concrete works, all these works have been completed till now. These works completed, which is phase 1 of the project, by October 2024. Now we are going to start the phase 2 of the project, which includes overall the facade of the works, internal and external masonry works, external walls, partition walls, stairs, and also dome, mihrab, and minaret works, and roofing system. This includes the next stage or second phase of the project. You can see here the phase 1 completed by 2024, and next phase you can see in the green line, the bar lines, that the project will continue in 2025, 2026, and 2027 is going to be completed, inshallah. This is the projected timeline based on the current rate of progress. Next, please. This is the progress trend and the progress timeline that you can see. The project initially started in 2017, but you can see the impact of COVID-19 and the market trends in 2019, 2020, 21, and 2022. The major progress, including foundations and retaining walls, it started early 2023, and we completed the phase 1, the blue bars. This shows the progress of the phase 1 of the project. Until now, we have completed 34.6%, almost 35% of the physical progress of the project has been completed. And based on the availability of funds, based on the current rate of progress, based on the previous trends, we have projected and forecasted the next progress that is going to be completed by 2017. And we are going to complete this project, and this is only possible with your support, with the support of the funders, with the support, financial support of the community. May Allah accept our efforts in the court of His justice. Thank you.
Don't worry, we're just coming to the final hurdle of this presentation. Just a quick thing before, as you can see in these images as well, Glasgow is one of the cities that we've been to. We've travelled to Birmingham, Bradford, nationally, and obviously the recognition for this project has been international as well. Dr. Idrissa mentioned a few beautiful things as well, and I think this is me saying these words outside of this presentation. Honestly, I do consider myself still being young at the age of 28. Many people might not think so. But over the last decade or so, within late teens to late 20s now, honestly, I can say that I have seen a division within Muslim young kids. And we've lost that love for our own faith. We've started to detach ourselves from the masjids, from our own deen. There's many young people now, late teens, 20s, even in their 30s, when you ask them the basic principles of Islam, they're not able to provide you with the relevant answers, the correct answers. We have made a mess within our own communities. Forget bringing communities, Muslims, non-Muslims together. As Muslims and as within our own community, we've created divisions. And Madinah Zahra is a hub, and it's not just a project just for Bradford. We've looked at Madinah Zahra and we've wanted to make a blueprint on how and what future masajid should be, what they should be catering for, not just Islamically, but looking at the wider community as a whole. We want people to take inspiration from this project. We want Madinah Zahra to be in every single city, not just in the UK, but across Europe as well, because this isn't a project that we desire. It's a must need within our community in this day and age. And I'll tell you this now, if we are not able to complete projects like this, our young people are deteriorating and it's not going to end well. And as you can see, like I mentioned, we've been across the UK. We've had hundreds and thousands of people coming to these events, joining hands with us because they know that we need this project as a whole. We've not even completed the projects yet and we're still winning national awards. Why is that? This is because people have recognized that need of what Madinah Zahra is. Like I said, this isn't just a building, it's not just an institution, but this is a wider vision of Shaykhul Islam, Dr. Minhaj.Coatbridge, and from all the work he has been doing over the last couple of decades. And finally, with us it's not just one or two people that are able to pull all of this together. We have a team nationally, and as you can see within this as well, all our volunteers as well. These are young people who are sacrificing their time to be here, help out and help organizing these amazing events, because this is a project they are passionate about. So can I ask all of you to please give a huge round of applause to all our volunteers that are here today to help out as well. And finally, thank you very much once again for listening. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Respected guests, after listening to key community